Bonjour class, it's Mr. Oselnix here. We're getting ready to step into chapter 2 of our iText, and we're going to be reviewing some things we've already touched on and building some new concept in. So as we launch ahead, let's not forget the stuff that we learned from first chapter, and we'll move on to the next chapter. As you see, I've logged on to my.hrw.com, entered my username and password, and it jumped me to the first page of the book. If I select from the drawdown menu here, chapter 2, because that's the chapter we're going into, we're going to look at the objectives. From the second drawdown menu, always have to click on Go to launch that request. And here we have the first page of chapter 2. Chapitre 2, Qu'est-ce qui te plaît? What kind of things do you like to do? And the objectives on the right-hand side, you can read through those, likes and dislikes, agree and disagree, how often do you do an activity, how well you do something, and ask about preferences. Also, grammatically, we're going to look at some grammar objectives here. Definite articles, we looked at indefinite articles, or an. This time we're going to look at definite articles. We sort of touched on that last chapter a little bit too. The. Sounds simple. Perhaps it will be, but we need to keep those separate as well. So as we go through that, keep in mind and an and some that we did last chapter as we delve into this new set of articles as well. ER verbs we're going to hit again. We hit those pretty well last chapter. We're going to review those a little bit more, go a little bit more in depth there. Also with irregular plurals, contractions with a. Means in, at, or to generally. Has a couple other meanings, but we'll get to those later. Conjunctions. You guys remember your little song from Schoolhouse Rock, Conjunction Junction? We're going to do this in French. Not sing that song, but study them a little bit and using the question word or question phrase, est-ce que. Now here's what I want you to do with these objectives. I want you to go ahead and fish through the chapter and take a few notes on your own about what each of these objectives are and how they work, particularly when it comes down to eska, contractions with the irregular plurals and definite articles and conjunctions. These are the things I'd like you to go through and find in a chapter. Take some notes, how they work, and what you think the best use of these will be. You can submit those in class. I'd like you to handwrite them and submit them in class so we can get a feel for how that activity is going to work. And that'll be your first assignment for this chapter. Your second assignment will be given on Net Classroom as well, and that will be to write out a vocabulary for section 1 of chapter 2. All right, so in order to find that, we're going to come up here to objectives and we're going to go to vocabulary 1. I'm going to select go. And in just a second, there you have it. It loads up. Vocabulaire 1, qu'est-ce que tu aimes? And we're going to find a wrap here. You got people sitting at a cafe table and things at a desk, things they like to do. This will tie into our project for the chapter. J'aime, je n'aime pas, and j'adore. Things I like, things I really like, and things I don't like. Or like to do. This will be a project board where you'll show pictures of things that you like, really like, and don't like at all. And you'll write in French what those are using vocabulary from the chapter and the phrase j'aime bien, and je n'aime pas. Okay, so you'll get more information on that in class. If you have other questions, let me know. Mr. Oselnix here. Matt O at ccaeagles.org. Have fun.